Advice I would give to my younger self. We're going to say hi to the inner circle members and the chat members, and then we'll get started here just in a few seconds. So, hi, James. Hi, Jerome. Hi, Mary. Hi, Arthur. Hi, Mike. Hi, Matthew. Hi, Craig. Appreciate you guys so much. Wow, I got crazy stuff going on with my hair here. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this. A shout out to my son, Matthew. Great idea. He sprung this on me. I told him to come up with it. So, hi, James, Eric, Melody, Pat. So let's go ahead and get started. Hello, my name is Robert Hollis. I hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day. And today is the advice I would give to my younger self. Wow. Matthew's so freaking creative. I love him so much. He's such an incredible son. And so he just sprung this on me. So I think it was perfect because I didn't have the time to sort of think about it. But the very first thing that I would say to my younger self is it's going to be okay. It's going to be better than okay. So there's a lot of time in life where I think we, even no matter what age we are, is, we get all overthinking and we got a million voices going in our head and we just try to complicate everything and we confuse everything and overthink everything and we get frustrated. And so the very first thing that I wish I could say to my younger self, and I'm going back, oh my God, to the times I can remember, 8, 9, and 10, is that everything's going to be okay. It's going to be better than okay. That your wildest dreams are going to come true. Just to relax my feelings and relax who I am, to allow whatever to happen. So, this too will pass. It's going to be okay. It's going to be amazing. I've already been there, and you're going to love your life and everything's going to be great. And that's going to be okay. The second thing that I would say to myself, as far as wisdom, is something that a lot of you know me for, if you haven't heard me say this. And it's like, if what you know for a fact is not so, when would you like to know? Because there was just all these things that I got from my environment, people around me, opinions, all these people that I didn't know, not only didn't get an owner's manual, but every day for them was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Don't you think it would be so awesome to just have someone tell you when you're really young, hey, listen, almost everyone that you'll listen to doesn't have a freaking clue. It's just crazy to me that behind the doors, you know what I mean? It's all these people that deal with, not believing in themselves, not believing they're enough, not believing that they're worthy. And, it's all of us are just like, oh my God, just professionals at being self-bullying and beating the shit out of ourselves 24 hours a day. You can't do it. You're not worthy. You're not enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not, no one will ever want you. It's like, what the hell? Where does this shit come from? And so, I would really tell my younger self that, what? You're a miracle. You know what? As soon as no matter if you can read or not, little Bobby, you're a miracle. You're a miracle. You're unique. And all you got to do is claim that uniqueness and believe that you're a miracle and that you were created to create. That there's no one like you and you shouldn't be like anybody else. And so, that is another one, because I look at my life and I was constantly doing two things. Let me tell you, if you guys can recall this, is because of my awful childhood, I was totally always looking to have someone love me unconditionally. I was always looking for someone to say, "That a boy. Way to go, Bobby. Way to go, Bobby." And I always was, looking for approval and acceptance um from people that probably couldn't even explain to you what the hell that word is. So I got this group around me that I wish they would say that they were proud of me. I wish they would say that they love me. I wish they would encourage me. I wish that they accepted me. And it's like, wow, if I only knew at a younger age that all these people that I was working my ass off to get approval from, get a data boy, get a I love you, I'm proud of you, that that ain't coming. That's not coming. It was so funny. I watched a video, comedian Terry and I just recently, and you could see that in his comedic routine that he was saying, I was just around a group of people that was my family. And it was one of those things where you look at each other in the eye and you smile a little bit and nod and go, hey, take care, take care of yourself. And it's like, what? Am I doing that? So it's like it's pretty interesting to know that if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't fall in love with yourself, if you don't believe you're good enough, that you're a miracle, that there's no one like you, and don't need to be like anybody else, that people's thoughts and opinions and emotions, is none of your business. Your deal is if you learn to love yourself and believe in yourself and believe that you're enough and you're worthy, that you're a miracle, that you attract and find other people that have done that hard work. See what I mean? So when you run into people, when I met my wife, Terry, we've been together for 40 years. Here was the most I don't care what other people think person ever. The funniest thing that I ever seen is I always would say to Terry, hey, did you hear about this? Or what do you think about this? And she goes, no, I don't think about it at all. And it's like, what? You know? So my wife has taught me, um, that, hey, believe it or not, I got this taken care of before I had the belief and confidence that I deserved and was worthy of a woman like Terry. That would have never happened if my mentor didn't give me this book. No way. Because I was beating myself up. There was all these things that I was beating myself up about, right? And so when you really question, when you really, really question, how do you know that? And you realize that virtually, I know people are not going to want to hear this, but virtually everything that you built your business philosophy around, your personal philosophy around, is just straight up made up bullshit. So I always make jokes about this guy, stopping us and confusing us and bullying us. This is Dino, if you don't know, from the Flintstone. Rah, 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 and it's got all those voices going in your head. And I know some of you are perfect and don't have those voices. And I'm proud of you. But there is another voice in there that's going like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Not that you need to be critical and negative and judging and all of that stuff, but every one of us, hears something and go, what? What? I'll give you one, a simple one. Because of the people that I hung around, when people said, listen, you got to be smart in school. Why? I didn't finish school. People would say to me, the reason to go to school is to be educated so you can get a job. I grew up around people that they were getting jobs in their early teens. You know what I mean? I was delivering papers and doing all kinds of stuff, when I was, 10 and 11 and 12. You know what I mean? It's just nuts. And so, hey, I want money. Well, these people can't hire you. You know what I mean? Okay, so where do I get money? Well, someone young like you needs to shovel sidewalks, mow lawns, and deliver papers. Okay, okay. Where do I go to get this going on? Okay. Another advice I'd give my younger self: ask for help. You know, all this bullshit about school of hard knocks. I would tell my younger self, find the most successful person you can find and go work for them for free. This is a lost art, man. A lost art. Yeah, apprenticeship, you know? And it's like this whole concept where later in life, I wasn't sort of open minded to doing something other than a job because I really didn't know anyone that was making money outside of working for somebody else. So, it was pretty interesting when I got hurt on the job and got on workman's comp that, Roger Penske felt enough to make sure that I had some stuff that I should read. And so when you read things like Science of Getting Rich that was written in 1910, I didn't know about this book. And when, people shared these kind of books with me, and all of a sudden I got this knowledge, where it's like there's people that make a lot of money. They also, there's this thing called residuals, right? And then there's also this thing called leverage. And they're just not taught in school, right? And so all of a sudden you sort of get to this point where it's like, huh? Huh? What, So when someone tells you that they have freedom in their life because they have 2 or 4 or 50 or 1 million employees. So when you see the companies at the top of the cap market, you see Exxon and Mobil and Apple and, Alphabet that owns Google and, you Facebook, you see all these companies up there, right? The one thing every one of them has in common is tens, if not hundreds, if not millions of employees. So the concept of being able, and I know people probably flip out about this, but it's like if you're paying people money to do a job, that's called leverage. So they're basically paying you wholesale as little as they can and selling your talent and your work at retail and putting the middleman money in their pocket. I'll say middle person, right? So when someone showed me, and you would think that this would be common sense, right? But it's the most uncommon thing in the world for someone one day to go, I one of the dealerships that I worked for, Johnny Leo Toyota. Uh, I'll never forget. I only seen the owner once a year at a Christmas party. And I found out later that they owned a lot of car dealerships. And for me, growing up around the people that I grew up, it's like, well, listen, I don't know if she won the lottery or her parents gave her the money or see, there's not one thought in my mind that went, this person worked their ass off to get to here, to work their ass off, to get to here, to work their ass off, to start their own company. See, that never equated to me. If a person had a business, they basically had people that gave them money, right? That they had people that gave them money, and that's how they were able to start their business. This concept of, you just need to learn skills, and then through those skills, if you keep working at those skills and practicing those skills, that you get good at those skills. And so I did that as a mechanic. I understood that as an employee. I didn't understand that you could actually create a dream, through entrepreneurship, and that you could create a dream, and that vision inspires success in others. Now that when you shared that vision, people would want to work for you, that they'd want to get into that same concept and vision, to supplement or replace their income, and that you could look around and go one day, go, wow, I got tens of thousands of people underneath me that are in a better place before I found them. And all of us working together can create millions and millions and millions. So that would be another thing. Another thing would say, hey, listen, ask for help, but seek out mentors, seek out people. See, I was always hanging around just other mechanics that were as good as me, if not better than me. And that's how I learned, so I never ever dreamed of having residual income. So then when you hang around somebody and then you see they do it. See, there's this whole group of people out there like me when I was young, that whatever these people are doing has to be unethical. It has to be illegal, and it has to beat the crap out of people. So when you see the masses talk about the 1% or the 3%, it was either given to them, their parents helped them out, they stole it, they're ripping employees off, they're taking advantage, this awful, awful place called America in the world, where a person works their ass off and can actually make more money than an average person could ever spend. See, this needs to stop. This just needs to stop. It's always the person trying to do as little as possible that wants the government or this people that did go to work to give all their money to them. I think that's called entitlement, right? And so, that's when all of a sudden I started realizing, wait a minute, wait a minute. So how do you make money again? Oh, if you come up with an idea, a product or a service, and you can introduce it to people and they see the value in it, they'll give you their money because you put them in a better place. Really? Yeah. And if you teach other people to do that, there's a model where when you teach people how to be successful, you get a percentage of their success, just like any other corporation. Does the CEO make more money than the employee? Of course. And everyone's pissed off at it. But the one thing that people don't realize is that person was once an employee. Not too many people that, graduate school, never had a job and gets a CEO position. That's probably pretty rare. It's probably, you've heard of other people that are CEOs that are young, but they worked themselves there, right? Mark Zuckerberg wasn't a CEO before he became a CEO. So now all of a sudden I'm hanging around people, multi-billionaire Roger Penske, and he starts pointing out these things where I'm going like, what? I never thought of that. Really? Really? And so when you start hanging around people that are playing life at a different level, it opens your mind. And once your mind expands, it can't go back. So a lot of people that are super, super, super young, what are they looking at? They're looking at people like a Zuckerberg, technology, maybe influencers, maybe people that show up, and become reality at MTV, people that made money, from social media. There's not too many what I would call inspirational stories of a rags the riches, but those are them. So that's why people look at that and go, wow, and so I always call it Generation Y, even though I don't think that's a deal. But people look at the people that they hang around, and every once in a while, there's a group of people that are the rebellious, that, the commercial that Steve Jobs talked about. They're not go with the flow people, right? They're sort of rebels. They're people that think outside the box, or they never got in the box to begin with. So they already know they're weird. and they're not like everybody else. So they start looking, they start going, listen, I'm not like everybody else. So I need to find this. I need to do this. The misfits, right? The crazy ones, the people that are out there, right? And so if you hang around those kind of people, they're inspiring. So that's just like being an apprentice. All of a sudden, you become who you hang around. And so, God, I'd like to tell my younger self that. I love to tell my younger self that. And then, you know, just don't believe everything you hear. Don't believe the bullshit that you think. To actually change everything in your life, you just need different voices. You need different. That's why I came up with the phrase documentation beats conversation. What that means is if I show you what I earned last month, if I show you, now the next step is whether or not you would like that kind of income, whether or not you would like that kind of freedom, whether or not you would like to make that big of an impact. See, then the next thing is to show you, wow, I've done this with other people. I've taken people away from their dead end jobs and they've never worked them ever again. And I'm talking 37 years ago. So there's still people today that I got introduced to 37 years ago that I showed these principles to, that built companies that did billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. So that means that their company impacted millions of people as well. So I got 9 of those. So the advice I'd give to my younger self is that, that just those simple ideas is ask for help, that everything's going to be okay. This too will pass. It's going to be better than you thought it was. Look like Mr. Rogers always said, that his parents shared with him, his mom shared with him, that when things get rough, look for the helpers. Look for the helpers. See, there's people out there that if you believe the people that are around you or on social media, that people that make a lot of money have to be bad, evil people, and money's evil, and they're always trying to take advantage of people, then if you listen to that bullshit, shame on you. Shame on you if you believe that every person on the planet that makes a lot of money is doing it unethically. Doesn't that sound sort of stupid? So everyone that watches this video live or recorded, they believe that they all believe that this way and this way and this way and this way is okay to make money, but this way and this way and this way and this way is not okay to make money. Like, you got struck by lightning, you might not even believe in God, but you're acting like God. So, in closing, another thing that I would say to people is that, again, it's sad that we do a lot of things because we are always thinking what other people are thinking about. It's not bad enough that we complicate, overthink, frustrate, complicate everything. See, people are always in their minds saying, if it doesn't make sense to them, then there's something got to be wrong with it. When you don't realize that the awareness and thoughts that you have, the wisdom that you have, can't comprehend what that's even like. If you've never made $100,000 a year or $250,000 a year, how can you comprehend what it takes to get there? So then when people say stuff that doesn't make sense, like Yoda, right? It's like, I'm trying, and it's not working. It's because you're not doing it with faith and belief that it's going to happen creates miracles. But you're trying, so stop trying and start doing. And it's like, that makes no sense. Not to you, it doesn't. And everybody wants the where do we get this idea that, guarantees? You know what I mean? Well, I'll do this if it's a guarantee. Listen, you don't have any guarantees. It's like, come on, you're gonna die. And I think in this day and age, you can't even say that people pay taxes. They find out ways to trick the system to make sure that the government takes care of everything they're doing. It's like, okay, that they grew up in certain circles where everyone was gaming the system. You know what I mean? That's hard to get out of. Poverty is a thought. Yeah, I know you don't like that. Poverty is a philosophy. Poverty is a philosophy. So whether you like Bill Gates or not, I love what he said. Is he said, listen, having a poor mentality or struggling in life is something that the world gave you. But once you realize that you can find other people to learn from, and you don't change your philosophy to change from being struggling and poverty and helping other people get what they want in life so you get what you want in your life. When I first heard those statements, they didn't make any sense to me either. So I'm with you. I'm with you. I just got to thinking, wow, if my life sucks so much, why wouldn't I listen to different voices, different philosophies? Why wouldn't I listen to different wisdom? Because if people are willing to show you that they're doing what exactly they're saying they're doing, and then they show you that they showed other people how to do that, and their lives whole changed. It's sort of silly, don't you think, to sort of call bullshit on it? Well, I think I'll call bullshit. There was a person that reached on my YouTube and says, I'm calling bullshit. And I'm going like, do you go to school for that? Do you go to school for that and become an expert of calling out people's that you call it out? It's bullshit. Yeah. And then if you ask that person to show you their bank account, where they lived, how they get along with their girlfriend, boyfriend, their parents, their siblings, their children. See, then everyone says, well, listen, that's not the important stuff. It's not all about making income. It's not. It's all about making an impact. It's all about having a path and ripple and changing other people's lives, that whether they want to believe, whether they want to tell people that you had something to do with it, it doesn't matter. You don't need other people's opinions and approval to do that. You see what I mean? I know what I've done, and I still feel like I haven't done enough. Right? So that's what I tell my younger self. The other part is not too old, too many years ago. Is the other thing that I wish I could tell myself right off the bat is that don't allow people that won't participate in their own rescue to make you feel like you're not making an impact. See, for a lot of my older years in life, it was not only that I document myself, not only did I hit the top position and the number one position and inducted in the Hall of Fame and wrote books and did all this stuff. Okay, great, 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 great. But my thing was, if I couldn't help another human being achieve the same kind of freedom and success and lifestyle that I did, that I was failing them. I was failing them. And little did I know that if you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. I just didn't realize that it's not my fault if people just refuse to participate. But it would still make me feel bad. You see what I mean? So it'd be like me throwing a life preserver out to somebody. And when you throw a life preserver out to somebody, you're just like, can you reach your hand out and grab the life preserver? Can you do that? And they're like, no, my life sucks. This looks too good to be true. And, everything's a scam. If I think it's a scam, it's a scam. And, I believe in all this other bullshit. It's like, and it still hurts, believe it or not. I'm glad that it hurts. I'm not one of those people that say, listen, I mean, golly, but I had to learn that if I spend most of my time trying to find people like me, where people in the world went, man, there's got to be something better than frickin' this. Oh my God. Because I run into a lot of people that have lost hope. You know, they're not inspired. They believe that the game is rigged against them. A higher power, if it was out there, is also going against them. That they're fighting the whole world. And man, I'm glad someone took the time. They go, you know, Bobby, that's not true. You know, Bobby, that's not true. And it was just a simple thing of this. Listen, Bobby, whether you believe in God or not, um, if that person is living that lifestyle, what if it wasn't what you think that got them there? What if people that you admire and you look at their lifestyle and how they get along and the impact that they make? You know, I keep talking about a guy named Bill Austin that, you know, started out selling hearing aids. And now the guy owns Starkey Foundation and Starkey Hearing. He's a multi billionaire, you know, more toys and more stuff than you can imagine. But yet his life right now is all about making sure that children that can't afford hearing aids get hearing aids. You know, so you hang around people like that, and he doesn't give a shit what you think about him. But he's got a bunch of children and parents and siblings and grandparents all over the world that think he's the coolest person on the planet. He's made his own ecosystem and his whole thing that, you know, people in the hearing industry that know about hearing aids know about Bill Austin. And he doesn't care if you don't like him and don't care. So other people look at him, he's a billionaire, he's got jets, he's got mansions, he's got homes, and they have no clue what he does with his heart. So find the helpers, find the people that are like that, and let those people show you and inspire you. And so, yeah, Matt, again, dedication to you. Thank you for bringing this up. I love and appreciate each and every one of you, even if I've never met you. And the reason I do is if people can make a decision to hate you, I can make a decision to love you and appreciate you. And if no one's giving you permission to be happy and successful, you know, fulfilled in life, get what you really truly want out of this life and figure out why you're here, why you were created to create something. You get around people like that and miracles start happening in your life, even if you don't believe in them. So if no one's giving you that permission, let me give you that. Let you know, and please do me a huge personal favor. If you know one of those people that are know-it-alls, there are a lot of them out there. Um, you know, share them this video so they can find a way with looking through the rest of my website and documentationbeatsconversation.com. You know, instead of talking lip service, you know, show me what you've done. Show me the people that you've helped. Show me the money that you've given to others, and then maybe we can talk on the same plane. But I'm not interested if you're doing nothing but just hating on other people. It's like, come on, try it the other way for just a little while. So please share this video with others. Please like, please subscribe. You can go to roberthollis.com/free and get my best-selling book. I talk about my journey, how I went from nothing to something, went from below ordinary to extraordinary. But yeah, when you hang around people that are doing that, they're playing at a higher level, then it's fun to hang around those people. People can't take you to a place they've never been. And so I believe that the majority of the people that are skeptical and cynical and negative and trollers and haters, they just think that I'm lying about my story. That's all there is. Because if you know my childhood and knew that I grew up in foster homes and knew that I got taken away from my parents for being abused, and then you know that I also ran into some negative people and decided to hang around them because I believed that the world was ripping me off, and then ended up spending some time in a federal penitentiary. You know, there was things that happened to me that I pray never happened to you, whether you believe in prayer or not. Because when your ass gets humbled that much and you have no family, you have no support, you have nothing, then it's all a decision of who you decided to hang around. Isn't that interesting? And who you're listening to, new perspectives, new paradigms. So I know you can do it if you choose to do it, but you got to actually believe that it's there. So there's just this group of people in the world that everything's happening for them, that everything they touch turns to gold, that they go from victory to victory to victory, and they're living a lifestyle that only I dreamt about as a young person. So I'm just nothing but a byproduct of hanging around people and standing on shoulders of people that did it before me. That's it. So go to roberthollis.com/free. Anything I can do to help you out, please reach out to me. Yes, that's me answering the comments. Had a guy the other day, I was going, hey, check this out. And he goes, well, because you didn't call me on the phone, I still think that this is an automated something. Yeah, you can't fix stupid even with duct tape. Yeah, you can't do it. So some people you just find at the wrong place at the wrong time in life. They're know-it-alls. They think that everything's rigged against them and they don't have a shot. And even a guy that couldn't read or write, Henry Ford, knew how to comment to those people. If you think you can't, you can't. If you think you can, you can. Love you and appreciate you. See you on the next video, and bye for now.